This video is about Y2mate and Oasis, La Palma, and how it all connects. Now, have we gone a month too soon? Now, as I've said, I do not know the future, but I believe these are man-made events. This is a careful plan, and one of these big events is going to be La Palma, and it seems to be predicted by Y2mate. So we have the yin and yang earthquake. We had that in Japan on 1-1. That's duality. 1-1 duality. Then you have synthesis, which is Isis, which is Lucifer, which is enlightenment. Okay, the yin and yang is a symbol of it. In Japan you have your own yin and yang symbol, and we had a bit of flooding there with the earthquake. Now, is this actually September? With a little bit of flooding there. Is that September? So is this September, October, November, December? And we can see a huge impact here in December. This looks like a gunshot wound. In November, is that Trump? Could that be September? Because it mirrors this character here, which is March. And on both of these months, we have the equinoxes. So the equal length of night and day. And this is all connected to King Charles, the death of King Charles. King Charles is about to die. William is the Masonic messianic figure. He was born of Diana, whose memorials are all associated with Isis. The Spencer family, her family, were the main patrons of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was written by the Rosicrucians, John Dee and Francis Bacon. The Rosicrucians created America. The Spencer family are directly related to Washington, who has an obelisk as his memorial, which is a symbol of Isis and Osiris, and then the sun. Now, the first man to get it was called William Shakespeare. The Tsar was from Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare country. You shake it before you spirit. It's about creating a new age of man. He wrote a play called Julius Caesar. Trump got shot, who's playing the role of Julius Caesar on Julius Caesar's birthday, and also on the birthday of John Dee. And it seems like these secret societies have been controlling the world for a long time, as well as the use of Kabbalistic magic and its relationship to the banking elite, who then created a certain country in the Middle East whose flag has the symbols of alchemy. Now, is this actually September? As it mirrors this month, which is March, and it is the equinox. Now, if we look at September and facts about September, remember we had 9/11, we have the harvest moon. The month was important to the Romans. Remember, we had 9/11. It was important to the Romans because it was looked after by the god Vulcan. Vulcan was the creator of weapons for the gods, and as the god of fire and forge. And therefore, they associated September with fires and volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Is that connected to La Palma? That is what the Romans associated it with, the month of September. We had 9/11. The earthquake swarm in La Palma started on 9/11, then it erupted on the 19th, and then a year later the Queen was buried that day, and she was She died on the 8th, which is the Nativity of the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary is the patron saint of La Palma. It represents Isis. This idea of the synthesis of the dialectic, which creates Lucifer, enlightenment, magic, alchemy. And therefore man goes up the ladder to godhood. And this seems to be a plan for man to become God. And so we have that connection in September with volcanoes and earthquakes. Is that month actually September in iPet Goat 2? And we have the feast day of Saint Michael on the 29th of September. We have the month of Libra where we have the scales. In the book of Revelation, Saint Michael defeats Satan. Satan is the lower self, according to the Rosicrucians. And as I've said, the Rosicrucians, John Dee, Francis Bacon wrote William Shakespeare, and then the Rosicrucians created America. And then we have the harvest moon. Is September the month to kick all this off? As it really is a month connected with Saint Michael. And Saint Michael appears on the La Palma flag. And he will slay the dragon holding the scales. And so we had the Great Fire of London between the 2nd and 6th of September 1666. That was done on purpose. We have the Second World War. Is September the start of it, and is it connected to Saint Michael, who slays the dragon? And is it all connected to the month of Libra? Here we have the flag of La Palma with the corona, with the tower. It's like the Economist magazine with the tower, the collapse of the tower. The 2017 edition of the Economist magazine, which was created 300 years after the creation of Freemasonry. We have the tower, we have St. Michael, we have the palm tree. Is the palm tree connected to Oasis, the band Oasis, who has a black and white logo, Freemasons? Upside down pentagram. This is the flag of La Palma. The crown. It's St. Michael who judges who gets the crown chakra, the enlightenment. This is all according to the Rosicrucians. The Rosicrucians worship St. Michael and St. George. That's why we have the order of St. Michael and St. George. St. George represents the earthly, while St. Michael represents the higher divine self, because they believe that man is mortal, but he's also divine. As above, so below. Is it connected to Oasis? The last time Oasis was famous was with Tony Blair. Tony Blair announced the death of Diana, who was a Labour government. The last time we had a Labour government, Will Starmer announced the death of King Charles, and all these events connected to his death, as we're still using currency mainly with the Queen's head on it. And we see this in the film iPet Goat 2, The Crown. So is this Oasis connected to La Palma? Here we have the edition of the 2019 edition. We have Vitruvian Man holding the scales like St. Michael on the flag of La Palma. We have the hair. Da Vinci based his hair on waves. In the back of the Mona Lisa here, Angeli Jolie, in the back of the Mona Lisa we have in the background we have the deluge. We seem to have La Palma here. We have Trump with his ear. The golden section with his ear. He got shot in the ear. We have the bulldog. That's Boris Johnson. We have the water wheel. We have Artemis Gentileschi. And she holds the palm. The palm is associated with Oasis. The palm was associated with the Temple of Solomon. The palm has a spear in the middle, William Shakespeare. The central part of the palm tree is a spear. The palm tree represents the resurrected phoenix and the rebuilding of the Temple of Solomon. And his head is exactly in the position where we have La Palma. So is this Oasis reunion? You can see here with Liam Gallagher with Jimmy Savile, who's doing the Devil's Hand sign, another Freemason. And Savile was a huge supporter of that country in the Middle East. I think he was actually buried there. And you can see that these are lifetime actors with fake personalities. And is the Oasis connected to, the name connected to, palm tree? As in an oasis, you find palm trees. Those are the most typical trees. And we have the Al-Aqsa flood. The Dome of the Rock was named after a palm tree. The Temple of Solomon had palm trees. It is about the resurrected phoenix and the rebuilding of the temple. We have Rabbi Simon Jacobson, and he says these 60 days are going to change the world. And he's written a book. And Rabbi Jacobson says all the enemies will be defeated in these 60 days. These are going to be the most special 60 days that they've had. And it's all to do with the months of the year. He says Elul, Tishrei and Heshvan. And we are in Elul. We started in mid-August. September, October, November, the elections. This is where the action is going to happen. That's what they seem to be suggesting. So is this month, where it seems like you have the start of the troubles, is that September? Is it connected to St. Michael and the equinox and the harvest moon? Thank you.